Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story that went viral, all about a family blow-up that really makes you think. It asks some tough questions about loyalty, about bullying, and about when you have to speak up. And it all kicks off with a so-called joke that was really only funny to one side of the room.
So, this is where it all starts. The whole situation gets set in motion because of what the family calls a harmless running joke. But as you're about to see, the line between something being funny and something being cruel can get real blurry real fast. To really get what's going on here, you first need to understand who was in the room that night. So, let's meet the key players. Okay, so picture this. It's a family get-together. The narrator, the guy who posted this whole story online, he's there with his fiance. But pretty quickly, the whole focus of this joke zooms in on the youngest person there, the 14-year-old sister, and her older sister's 26-year-old boyfriend. Right away, the narrator, being kind of an outsider to this family, he sees this massive disconnect. The entire family is laughing, having a great time, except for the one person this is all about. She is clearly not laughing. And you'd think maybe they'd see she's uncomfortable and stop, but no. The teasing didn't stop. In fact, it just kept escalating until it hit a really painful and obvious breaking point.
I mean, they took the joke even further. They started publicly pressuring this teenager about giving a 26-year-old man a kiss. And the family thought this was just hilarious.
And this is where it gets really tough. You see the real, tangible impact of their words. This isn't a joke anymore, not by a long shot. This is just pure humiliation, and it's causing this girl real pain. So at this point, seeing a kid literally in tears, the narrator decides he has to do something. He steps in. He just says, "Come on, guys, enough." A pretty reasonable thing to say, you'd think. But did the family back down? Oh, no. Instead of being concerned about their daughter, they turned on him. Her mom dismisses her feelings, saying she's just being sensitive. Her dad accuses him of trying to make a scene. And then they kick him out of the house for being disrespectful. But here's the real kicker. Later on, his own fiancée sides with her family. And when she does, she reveals this absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle. This is a pattern. She went through this exact same thing, and now she thinks her little sister just needs to toughen up and endure it too. So, as you can imagine, the narrator is completely stunned. He's second-guessing everything. So he does what a lot of us do when we need an outside opinion. He took the whole story to the internet. And his question was pretty simple, right? Am I the asshole here? Was he in the wrong for stepping in and being disrespectful to his future in-laws? Or was standing up for a crying kid the only right thing to do? So, what did thousands of strangers have to say about this whole family mess? Well, let me tell you, the answer came back, and it was fast and it was loud. Yeah, the online verdict was absolutely crystal clear. He was voted NTA, which stands for not the asshole. The consensus was, nope, you are not in the wrong here, not even close. Okay, but the verdict, that's just the start. The really fascinating part is when people started to dig in and analyze why the family's behavior was so messed up and what it really says about their whole dynamic. Right away, commenters gave what the family was doing a name. And it wasn't joking, it was bullying. One person put it perfectly. If your target isn't laughing, it's not a joke. And the moment she was visibly upset and they kept going, that's not even teasing anymore. That is straight up harassment. And look, this right here is the whole ballgame. There's a huge difference. Harmless teasing is a shared laugh. It stops when someone's uncomfortable. What happened here was bullying, singling someone out, humiliating them for everyone else's entertainment. That doesn't build bonds. It creates trauma. And you know that excuse the family kept using? She needs to toughen up. Oh yeah, the internet saw right through that. They basically translated it, calling it a classic excuse people use when they just want to be cruel and then blame the victim for getting upset. From there, the conversation got even deeper. It stopped being just about that one night and started being about what this whole incident revealed about the narrator's future with his fiancée and her family. You know, people pointed out that he's describing a textbook cycle of abuse. Think about it. The fiancée was bullied as a kid and told to toughen up. Over time, she learned to see this awful behavior as normal. And now, instead of breaking the cycle, she's actively helping to repeat it with her own little sister. And that chilling realization led to the most important question of all, one that dozens of people asked. What happens when you two have kids? Are they going to be mocked to tears by their own grandparents while their mother just shrugs and says they need to toughen up? So, at the end of the day, the takeaway from the internet was clear. This wasn't just a bad joke or a rough night. It was a giant flashing red light, a glimpse into a deeply toxic and unhealthy family system. And his fiancée wasn't just a bystander, she was a willing participant. And that's really why this story is such a powerful case study. It forces us to ask ourselves, where is that line between teasing and bullying in our own lives? And maybe more importantly, what does it say about people when they laugh at someone else's pain? It's definitely something worth thinking about.